Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is YAHMAD. We are now going to be completing paper 2, November 2018, and the final task is presentation. So you're going to be creating a short presentation. All slides must have a consistent layout and formatting, unless otherwise instructed. Slides must display a title and a bulleted list. Okay, so the first thing which we need to do is to create a presentation of 5 slides using this RTF file here, so n218worldminds.rtf. So the first thing that we need to do is open up PowerPoint. So let's open up PowerPoint, and let's just click on a blank presentation. And the first thing that we need to do is import this RTF file into our PowerPoint presentation. So to import the RTF file, you go to File, you go to Open, and you want to browse and select the file. So if we go to my paper 2 folder, okay, and a file is called World Minds. Now it's really important you select here all files, okay, to see all of the files available to you. And the file that we want to import is going to be this one here. So why don't we change this to details? So if I right click, and we want to import this RTF file in, so n218worldminds.rtf. Let's double click, and it should give me 5 slides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So before I move forward, what I want to do is I want to save this presentation. I'm just going to check if there's a particular name. No, there isn't. So what you don't want is you complete all of these questions and then your computer crashes. So I want to save at the beginning and then save hopefully every step. So let's save this presentation. So browse, we're going to save it into the same folder as our source files. Yeah, and keep the same name, doesn't really matter. Save it as PowerPoint presentation. Save. Right, so what's the next thing we need to do? So display the following features on all slides. Because we're going to have these features on all the slides, what we need to do is create a master slide. Let me just highlight this as well. To create a master slide, you go to View, Slide Master. And because all of these features will appear on all of the slides, we can place it on the top master slide. So, for example, before we move forward, let me just insert a shape on the top slide in the Slide Master. Let's include this shape here, for example. If I close the Slide Master, you'll see this shape has appeared on every slide. Okay, so if you want something to appear on every slide, you need to go to Slide Master, you need to go to the top style and include the elements here. Okay, so here we have the different types of layouts for each of the particular slides, but we're going to be using the top slide for now because we want the following to appear on all slides. So the company logo positioned in the top right corner, appropriately sized with the aspect ratio maintained. So to insert this picture, the logo picture, we click on picture, and you need to go to your source folder and the file. Let me double check the name. Yep, it's going to be the logo.png file. So if you want, you can select details here to make sure you're selecting the right format. Yep, this is a file that we need. So we need to place this picture, this logo, in the top right corner, and we need to make sure we size it appropriately, maintaining the aspect ratio. So what that means is you don't squash the picture like this, okay? Oh, that wasn't a good example. Let me do that again. Okay, like this. If you're going to resize the picture, you want to maintain the aspect ratio. So if you size one side, it's going to maintain proportions for the other side. So click on the picture and we can resize using this feature up here. So I think that's a reasonable size, and let's place it in the top right corner. We need to make sure nothing is overlapping. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller actually, so double click, and yeah, I'm happy with that size. Okay. Your name, center number and candidate number in the bottom left corner. So it's really important when you're placing a header and footer, you click on header and footer. So if you click on insert, header and footer, you click this option here and then you write something in here. The mistake people have made in the past is they've written something into here, and then if you close the Slide Master, it doesn't appear on the slides, and then when they go to print their slides, obviously the name is not appearing and the printouts have not been received in the exam. So what you need to do is go to Slide Master. Okay, if you want to insert any header and footer, you simply click on this option here. You select the option for footer. Okay, you can see the middle one's been selected. I know it's not the left hand side, but we can sort that out later. So name, center number and candidate number in the bottom left. So my name, first of all, comma, candidate number, or center and then candidate number. So for center number I'll use 5678. From candidate number I'll use 1234. Click apply to all. And then what you want to do is place this on the left hand side in the bottom. Okay, if you had to be in the header, you simply drag this box to the top. So let's just move this box, the date one, to this side. Let's move the text here. Okay, so it's still not completely to the left corner. You can see the text is center aligned. So what we can do, we can highlight the text, and we can go to home and we can left align the text. So the text is all the way to the left hand side. Right, automatic slide numbers do appear in the top left corner. So that's going to be this hashtag here. So again, if we go to insert header and footer, click the option for the slide number, apply to all, and then we can basically move this to the right position. So is it the top left? Let me double check. Yeah, and again, let's left align the page number, so it's going to be more to the left. Whoops. Yeah, I'm happy now actually. Right, anything else we need to do? No, that's it for the slide master. Let's close the slide master. Okay, and if you can, what we can do basically before we move on, check to see if the elements appear on each slide. So the page number appears, the name appears in the bottom left, and then the logo appears in the top right. So far so good. Let's save the changes. Okay, and that was relatively easy so far. So question 38, using the data in the file n218 top10.csv, create a pie chart to compare the 2016 production values for only the top 5 tin mining countries. So the first thing we need to do is let's find this file in our source folder. So is it n218 top 10? So let's double click to open. We need to create a pie chart, so we can make a pie chart using Excel. Okay, so let's go back to the question. So we've opened up the right top 10 CSV file. We need to create a pie chart to compare the 2016 production values for only the top 5 tin mining countries. So we basically need to refer to the top 5. So from China to Brazil, we need to make a pie chart. So let's go to insert and let's select the pie chart option. Okay, so format the chart to display the title. So let's just copy and paste this. In the exam, you'd obviously have to type this in. You can click on the title. If you don't see the title, you can click on the plus and you can add a title by taking this option here. Okay, that's the title in. And then for each sector, the country name and production value only. So what we need to do is we need to add some data labels. So if we click here and go to more options, and what we want to include for each sector is the country name. So if I select category name, so we've got Brazil, Bolivia, Peru, China and Indonesia. Okay, and the production value only, and then we got the value as well. Okay, so we got the value as well. Finally, it says do not display a legend. Okay, so the legend is this down here. So to get rid of the legend, we can just highlight it, right click and select delete. Okay, question 40, extract the sector for the largest producing country by pulling it away from the other countries. So the largest producing country was China. So if I double click on that sector, we can pull this away slightly. Okay, and then what we need to do is place the chart to the left of the bullet points on a slide with the title Tin Mining. Okay, so before we copy and paste this into the presentation, let me just read this as well. Make sure all the data is displayed in full and there's no items overlap. So let me just double check. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually move these labels on the outside. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so I'm just checking to see nothing's overlapping. Yep, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's now copy and paste this. So let's copy. Let's go to presentation. The slide which we need to insert it onto is tin mining. So let me find the title. Yep. And what we need to do is basically place it to the left of the bullet points. So we can move the bullet points slightly to the right, and let's now paste in the pie chart. Okay. We can ignore the design ideas, and if you want to increase the size of the pie chart, you can do. Let's make sure there's nothing overlapping. We can move these bullet points slightly to the left. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I've got the title, I've got the biggest chunk pulled out. As you know, there's nothing overlapping. We use the top 5 countries, 1, 2, 3. Yep, happy with that. Okay, so let's see what's left to do. Okay, save the presentation, and then we're going to print the presentation as a handout with 6 slides to a page. Okay, just before print, what I want to do is double check all of the questions. So all slides must have a consistent layout and formatting. So as you can see, all of the slides have the same type of formatting. We have a title at the top and then a bullet point. Okay, so a title and bullet points. So unless otherwise instructed, slides must display a title and a bulleted list. In previous exam papers, normally the first slide you have to apply the title slide format to it like this, but since we're not being asked, so let's go backwards. We're not going to do so. Okay, I think I'm happy with my presentation. So now to print in handout format with 6 slides, you go to File, you go to Print. You want to select 6 slides horizontal. Okay, so I know we only have 5 slides, but still it's in the right format. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're still printing it in a format requested by the exam paper. Make sure your name, center number, and candidate number appears on all slides. So if we zoom in, yeah, so my name is at the bottom here. Okay, and it appears on all of the slides. You can zoom in a little bit more if you wanted to see. Right, so that was the first printout, so you can send that to the printer. Now the second printout is typically the slide which contains the graph. Okay, so print only a slide with the title Tin Mining. Make sure that this slide fills the full page. So it's going to be the 4th slide. So if I go to File and Print, we want to print a full slide, and we want to print the 4th slide. Okay, which is the slide which contains the graph. Okay, so print on a slide with the title Tin Mining. Yeah, you can see the titles here. A single slide. So this is the last final printout. And make sure your name, center number, and candidate number appears. So we can see the name, center number, and candidate number appears here. So this is the final printout for this presentation task. So we can send this to the printer. Okay, so that's that done. And then finally, you will be expected to print off your evidence document, but we have one final question. Okay, so let's look at question 43. So this company is currently backing up the data on a tape drive system. They're considering backing up onto the cloud. Okay, so evaluate in your own words the use of the cloud to back up data compared to their tape drive system. And then what we have to do is recommend the most appropriate backup storage device for this mining company to use. So for evidence 12, type your evaluation and recommendation in your own words into the evidence document using no more than 100 words. Okay, so I've already typed in my answer. So, okay, data, actually before I go for the answer, there's only 4 marks available, so try and pick out 4 different points that you can talk about. So data can be accessed anywhere on the cloud, however data on a tape drive system is only available in a physical location. So that's your first mark. So basically the data can be accessed from different points. There is no need for additional hardware and software using a cloud, so therefore costs are reduced. So that's my second point. The storage capacity may be unlimited on the cloud compared to a limited storage capacity of the tape drive. That's my third point. However, the ownership of data on the tapes is fully owned by you. So when data is uploaded to a cloud, the data is not necessarily owned by yourself. I would recommend the cloud storage device due to the accessibility of data. So the fact that we can access the data from anywhere, I would recommend a cloud storage device. So try and pick out 4 different points for this question. Okay, so finally we've now come to the end of this paper. So the final task is to print off the evidence document. So save and print the evidence document. Okay, so before we print off the evidence document, let me just save it first of all. Let's have a look at the types of evidence which we have. So the first evidence was we saved this file into a Microsoft Word document format. We can see the file path here as well. The second evidence that we did was to show the text style that we created for the subhead, including any spacing after. The next thing was to show evidence of the styles that we created for the Word document. And then we got some print screens for the database, so the table structure, the relationships, and then the new form that we had to create, and then the new record that we had to add. Finally, for database, we have a print screen showing the formula used to work out the average, and then another print screen showing the card payments which was exported into a text document format. Okay, then we had some questions about using I think relationships or primary keys and drop down menus. For the mail merge, we got a print screen of the data in this particular format, and the filter screen where we filtered the status so it's only equal to elite. And finally the question that we answered now. So before you print off your evidence document, double check all of the print screens are clear, double check you've answered all of the questions. So save, and now we're good to print off this document here. So we've come to the end of paper 2, October, November 2018. Please check out the other videos in the playlist. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe below and drop any comments below if you have any feedback. Thanks again for your time.